And science. I would like to divert your attention towards the atom is a neutral as a whole, you know that. But ion is a charged particle. Atom as a whole is a neutral because it has got its own entity. Atom is a neutral. Suppose if it loses electrons or if it gains electrons, then only it becomes charged. That's called an ion. Loss of electron, neutral atom will be positively charged, and gain of electron, the same neutral atom will be negatively charged. It all depends upon the number of electrons losses or number of electrons gains during the activity or during the chemical reaction. That leads to the study of ions. Now today I would like to discuss about what is an ion. Ion is a charged particle, my dear friends. Neutral atom, for example, sodium. Sodium, 11 protons, 11 electrons, 12 neutrons are there in the sodium atom. The number of protons 11 is equal to number of electrons 11. That's why the sodium atom as a whole is neutral. Suppose it loses its electron, the outermost orbital electron. If you write the electronic configuration of sodium atom, number of electrons are 11, means atomic number is 11, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 2p5. The outermost orbital electron consists of only one electron, hence the sodium atom is transferring one electron. It loses its own electron, then it gains the sodium plus ion. Number of protons is 11. It is not equal to number of electrons because one electron has been lost from the outermost orbital electron, which is a valence electron, my dear friends. So number of electrons is only 10. Now coming to this ion, means it may be a positive ion, it may be a negative ion. So positive ion is called cation. Why it is called cation? Because it is always moving towards the cathode. The cation is positively charged ions are called cations. H plus ion, sodium plus ion, K plus ion, Ca2 plus ion, etc. So valency is if it is a monovalent, divalent, trivalent, tetravalent, pentavalent, etc. You know that last class we have given all these things. Monovalent, only one electron outermost orbit. Divalent, 2 electrons in the outermost orbit. So therefore, my dear friends, cations are formed by the loss of electrons. Here sodium loses one electron and hence it becomes monovalent sodium plus ion. The net positive charge cations contains more protons than electrons. Cations are usually formed by metals. Generally, cations are, that means positive ions are formed by only metals. Metals will have their own metallic ions, which are cations. Size of the cation smaller than the corresponding atom because it loses electron. The size of the atom depends upon the number of electrons and the number of principal orbitals. Therefore, it loses electron, means it reduces by one orbital, the valence electron, and hence its size becomes lesser like this. Anion. What is an ion? There are two types of ions, I told you. Cation we have discussed. Now anion. Anion is a negative ion. Negative ions are anions, charged ions. Example, chlorine minus, OH minus, I minus, SO4 minus, sulfate ions. Then carbonate ions, bicarbonate ions. All these things are anions because they are formed by the gain of electrons. Example, chlorine, if it accepts electron. Chlorine atomic number is 17. If you write the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and all, you write the configuration and net negative charge is the anions contains more electrons than protons. Anions are usually formed by non-metals like gases, chlorine, bromine, iodine, which are called halogens. Then size of the anion is bigger than the corresponding atom because it accepts the electrons. Generally, it increases the size of the anion, which is a negatively charged ion. Well, this is the question I have given to you. You have to solve yourself. The question number 2 is very important. Draw the basic structure of an atom representing subatomic particles, nucleus, and orbits or shells. I told you. Neat diagram of basic structure of atom. Atom consists of electrons, protons, neutrons, the electrons which are revolving around the nucleus of an atom, and the protons which are packed to the nucleus, which is called nucleus of an atom. This is all represented by the neat diagram, basic structure of an atom. Please practice these things. Now you observe these two structures. The electrons which are revolving oppositely here. One is clockwise direction. ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಖಿಲ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಇದನ್ನು ಕೇರ್ಫುಲಿ. ನಿಖಿಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವನು ರೋಹಿತ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತೇಜ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗರು ಗೋಪುರಳ್ಳಿ ಹುಡುಗರು ಕರೆದಿಟ್ಟು ಆ್ಯಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಗರಗರ ತಿಮ್ಮಣ ಗಂಟೆಲ್ಲೈತೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಇವಾಗ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್. ಗಡಿಯಾರದ ಮುಳ್ಳು ತಿರುಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್. ಉಲ್ಟಾ ನಮ್ಮ ರೋಹಿತನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗ ರೋಹಿತ ನೋಡ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. One is oppositely charged. They are all the two electrons which are revolving around the nucleus of an atom in different orbitals, and at the same time every electron are twin electrons which are revolving oppositely to each other. That's very important. That leads to the study of modern science. Okay, this is the important thing. You have to know the structure of atom. This is the diagram and all. Thank you.